Good afternoon. It's the last class of the day. We're going to be out here pretty soon. I'm going to start with, how many of you have bought something off the internet? Okay, and when you got it, was it what you expected, or was it something completely different, like you just weren't satisfied?
I had something that was broken.
And how many of you research stuff on the internet, like different products, before you buy it? Okay, so with that, keep that in mind, and I'm going to show you a short YouTube clip.
I knew it. Oh, I knew this would come in handy.
So what did you get from watching this video about evaluating a web resource?
Don't trust everything you read.
And why not? Why shouldn't you trust everything on the internet?
Because it could be completely false.
Anyone else? Okay. Yes, Elizabeth's very right. Anyone can post anything on the internet. And for that reason, you have to be careful, because everyone, I'm sure all of you have already written a research paper. We had to look stuff up. How do you select a web resource that's appropriate for research? What do you think what's some of the guidelines that you need to follow, do you think?
Maybe find out who the author was.
Okay. And why is that important?
Well, you want to make sure that he or she is knowledgeable in whatever the topic is.
Right, because I mean, you could have a 7-year-old create a web page and be good. Right. I'm going to show you another YouTube clip, and it's also very short. And it's on how to evaluate a web resource.
If you want to succeed at your assignments or research, you should only use quality information, whether it's found in books, journal articles, or websites. Use the following criteria, also known as the CRAP test, to critically
And you'll never forget it,
any
the
source
CRAP
of
test.
information. Currency. When was the information published, updated, and/or revised?
so now we're gonna look at a few examples of websites, and we're gonna determine if they, follow the craft test, if you would use them with writing a research paper. I don't have the answer, so it's just based on your judgments using the following criteria. I passed out a sheet for you that has what each thing stands for, like some just different things to look for, such as with currency, we want to make sure that the links are functional, the information's been revised and updated, and so on throughout the list. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is on smoking and tobacco. Just based on what you see here, would this be a reliable source? Tom?
Well, it's from a government source, but it's 1994, so probably outdated a little bit.
Okay. So does that follow on the current? So it's not really current, is it? It's not.
20 years old.
Yeah. But the authority, like you said, it has the URL, the .gov, that helps. Anyone else?
It'd be okay if it was on history of tobacco use, maybe, if you had a historical snapshot of it. It's kind of reference.
Doesn't it call it a great American smoke out now, not for no tobacco, did?
Yeah, I mean, so it's 194, so the information would change, but like Sandy said, it'd be good for history of it.
I think it's probably not as relevant now because it's outdated.
And what about the fact that it's from a journal? Does that play a factor in how reliable, how relevant the authority of it?
I think, yeah, it's reliable and has good authority since it's scholarly published source.
And I heard Sandy mention about the references. So that's it's been reviewed, it has some factual stuff to back it up. What's the first thing you notice about this one? Using the sheet. What's something you notice? The accuracy. They typed up and you get this. Is that something you maybe want to use if this comes up? What about now? I mean, they try to make it a little bit humorous, but okay, so now you have this that comes up after you. I'll see most people, if I would have gotten the first screen, I would have been like, okay, I'm done, I'm gonna leave. But now you have all this stuff. So would you still consider this will be reliable? Okay, why not?
Because the authority, it's a .com, and so you think it's probably more for like a business. And also just by looking at it, looks like more of an advertisement sort of thing rather than an informational source. So obviously they want you to buy their product, so they're gonna say it's the best one ever.
I think you touched on something really good there too about the advertisement. I mean, look at the pictures and it's for electronic cigarettes, so they still want you to keep smoking, but it has like the woman with her stomach showing and the little like artistic features of it.
So maybe then its purpose then is to sell rather than form.
So I mean, you could technically use it if you were looking for, if you were like alternatives to the traditional cigarette. That's like, I don't have, there's no correct answer, it's just, if you would use this as a site. Anyone else? Use a jump out? One thing I noticed too is it has the ratings and it has, you know, the section right here, you can put in your own information, mentions Twitter.
Did you say purpose art?
I mean, if you have something else to add.
Oh, I just didn't know, because the authority and the purpose seemed like intertwined with your answer, but it definitely seems to have an agenda
Mhm.
more than.
I mean, you know, a lot of stuff too, it says about, you know, on Twitter, still a little, you know, it's pretty mainstream now, but, how many people have a Twitter? A few. I used to have one, but I got rid of it because it didn't really do anything for me, but, yeah, I mean, to focus on that, like, if it's on Twitter, do you still want to trust it, or if it's associated with that, do you still want to trust it? Okay, now I'm gonna have you guys get into groups, for at least on the computers and the cloud. And I put the link to this on top of the sheet right here. So if you just want to get on that. You guys on? Did that work for you, Sandy?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Sandy, I'm gonna have your group look at just one or two from set 2. And Elizabeth, I'll have your group work on set 3 for immigration, just one or two, it doesn't have to be the first two, you know, you can pick which ones. I'll give you guys about 5-6 minutes to go through using you know, the CRAP test to see if you would use those if you were, you know, ready for an age, or if you were ready for immigration.
So that does not work. It's from a government site, which is good. It's 10 years old though, so probably not as current.
And there's, you know, the different things that you can look at. It's easy to manage the site.
I think it's good.